Well, hello there, motherfuckers. How you doing? Take a seat. Let's relax for a bit. Let's have a little discussion here. It's time to ruffle a few feathers. I'm sorry. I know you guys ain't parrots. I know you're not parakeets. I know you're not birds of any sort. But the YWC, we need to have a chat. It's been a while. How you doing? Well, it really hasn't, but, that's just something I have to say to start off the video. But let's talk about the Women's Royal Rumble. Thought I'd ease into it right there with a little bit of small talk. Women's Royal Rumble. You guys, you're excited about this. The Smarks are excited about this. Women are finally getting their own Royal Rumble. Nobody asked for this. Nobody wanted this. And I don't want it. I really don't think anybody but you guys really want this. So, I'm watching the matches. I'm watching on Raw. I'm watching all these girls wrestle and everything. Like Cruella DeVille and Mandy Moore. And, I'm watching these matches, and all I see is sloppy wrestling. I see boring characters. I'm looking at Ruby Riott. There's nothing about her besides her shocking appearance. I look at Liv Morgan, who's just a very annoying sounding version of Alexa Bliss, like a complete copy of Alexa Bliss. I'm looking at Sarah Logan, who's just as plain as can be. I mean, generic as fuck. This is your Royal Rumble right here. And you don't even have anybody. They bring in these two teams, the Riot Squad, Absolution, right? And these girls are here to take over. Well, they took over for about a week or two. They did the same exact segments, because they're that uncreative. But then they just start jobbing them out. And they win a few times, but it's even Stevens booking once again. So you're headed into this match, and you've got a lot of talented women. You've got Naomi, great entrance. I love the outfit and everything. Love the ass too, by the way. And then you've got you got Becky Lynch, and you've got Alexa Bliss is not going to be in it because she's the champion. So but you've got a few talented ones. But, every single week, and, well, it's mostly on SmackDown. I'll say this, they don't really do it on Raw, but something about Road Dogg's SmackDown. Road Dogg loves to line the girls up like, like in a, like a fucking cafeteria line or some shit. And each girl stands shoulder to shoulder. We are original. We are unique. We are unique. We are the women. We are the divas. I mean, it's like, why does he do that? Why did whoever is responsible for that? I'm just saying Road Dogg because he's the head of creative on SmackDown. So it's like whatever it is, whoever does these backstage segments, whoever is single-handedly responsible for producing these segments, why do they do that? So when each girl comes out, they're just going to look more manufactured than the last at the Royal Rumble. And also, I need to ask a question here. At the Royal Rumble, where are they getting 30 women from? So we heard Kurt Angle teasing about a woman, that hasn't been in the ring for years, and she'd be great for the Rumble. It's probably going to be some legend. Might be Trish, might be Lita, might be Molly Holly, might be Victoria. Who knows? Any of those would be welcome. It'll be nice. It'll be exciting. That is one of the few positives about this match. It will be nice seeing some of the old divas from the Attitude Era and the Ruthless Aggression Era returning. So it'll be nice to see a few of them, But, we're going to have another match. You're already asking so much of the audience to sit through the Men's Royal Rumble. You want us to sit there, and like the past couple of years, the Rumble has been like okay. Last year's was okay. They could have done more with The Undertaker, Goldberg, and Brock Lesnar, but Instead, they kind of just got a little bit lazy with that. They could have had them all in the ring at the same time, but they timed it a different way so that wouldn't end up happening. And that was pretty lame, I have to say. So, the past couple of Rumbles, really, they left a little bit to be desired. They weren't the best Rumbles of all time. They didn't really feel like the most eventful Rumbles. There's Rumbles out there that can supersede the previous couple of years easily. So, now you're asking us to sit through another Rumble. And I'm sorry, but there really aren't that many women that are that over on this roster currently. You don't really have a lot of girls that many fans love. There's not a lot of beloved girls on the roster. There really isn't. There's not anybody who gets massively cheered or anything like that where you're really, oh, this is like such a popular thing. Everything, the women's revolution, the women are taking over and all this is a lot of nonsense. The WWE, because they want to be so accepted by society, it is quite obvious what they're doing here. They're catering to feminists. We're empowering women. Yeah, okay, we're empowering women. Sure, okay, whatever. It's the wrestling world. We put women through the tables in the past. We put fucking 70-something-year-old Mae Young through a table, by the Dudley Boys. So, yeah, we're a history of empowering women. I love how WWE likes to erase the history. And the thing was, I was a fan of those things. There's no problem with that. Exactly. If the women want to get involved in the segments, hell yeah, let's do it. But now it's like the women aren't allowed to be sexy because, oh, that's sexist, that's misogynistic. Oh, you want to look at their boobs, you want to look at their asses, you want to look at their fine bodies. Oh, you're horrible. Why can't you take women seriously? Why can't you appreciate them as athletes? Because the thing is, we already have the men that are athletes. The men are bigger and stronger, and they're better in the ring. I'm sorry, but after all the years and years and years of training and everything like that, I'm sorry, but the women are very sloppy. And it's just because they're just not as strong to pick people up. I mean, you're expecting, women to pick up other women as smoothly as men can do it. I'm sorry, but it's like they have estrogen and men have testosterone. I mean, it's just simple science. Now, I know that in the current world that this is not really acceptable talk. Oh, listen to Brad over there. He's talking about science like he's some type of scientist, like he knows everything about biology. No, but it's a simple fact, really. So this is why they've been trying for years and years and years to try to train these divas. And they tried to really pressure people with NXT. Ooh, Sasha Banks and Bayley. They're wrestling just as good as the men. And they did have some good matches. I'll be the first one to say it. They've had some great women's matches. Some of these current girls have had some. I've praised Alexa Bliss. I said they've had great matches. Alexa Bliss cuts great promos. Some of them, look like true stars, like Nia Jax. A lot of them look like they deserve to be there. They could be big stars, but it's the way they're implemented into the show, where they make them look insignificant in other ways. And it's just, you're expecting too much of these girls. It's like, I'm sorry, but I know what they want to do, that they want to make the women's belt equivalent to the men's belt. And it's like, oh yeah, why can't it be equivalent, right? If the men can have a belt, why can't the women have their belt? I'm sorry, but it is fucking wrestling. That's how it's been. This is 2018, motherfucker. We gotta have women in our wrestling. It's gotta be equality. It's gotta be feminism. Yeah, I'm sick and tired of it already. Stop trying to ruin wrestling by trying to make it so politically correct. Just because the men have had a Royal Rumble doesn't mean the women have to have it too. It doesn't have to be, not everybody has to be booked evenly. The women don't have to look as good as the men. I'm sorry, but it's like a lot of men watch this show, predominantly watch this show. I know they try to come up with figures to try to excuse their goofballishness by saying, oh, many women watch the show too. there's a large portion of the audience that is women. Okay, yes, there's a lot of, girls that are with their boyfriends and husbands watching the show, or they're, taking their kids to the show, their son and their daughter wants to go. So that's no surprise there. But stop trying to justify this shitty-ass product. And I said this during my SmackDown review. Every little excuse, instead of addressing directly the problems that are wrong with the product, instead, what do? We'd say, oh, well, the women are watching it. Oh, they're turning a profit. Oh, the network is, raking in more money than ever for them. Merchandise sales are up. Instead of actually getting down to the nitty-gritty, and actually addressing the problems at hand, the questions that people are asking. Why is this product not good? What happened to the characters? Why is there barely any storylines? Why are, and if there are storylines, where are the coherent storylines? And if there are characters, where are the fleshed out characters? And why is it not consistent throughout the whole show? Instead, more women are watching it. They're more profit than recent years. I mean, huh? It's like, it's like what Renee Young said to AJ on SmackDown. You're not really answering the question. You're just kind of diverting around and going off into tangents without addressing the problem. So it's not sexist. It's not anti-feminist. It's not trying to be politically incorrect here in this video by saying that we don't want a women's Royal. But Royal Rumble's not needed. We don't need one. We didn't ask for one. The show is long enough. You already want to make the Royal Rumble 4 hours. Now it has to be 5-6 hours. We got to wait for all of them to come out. Whether it's a minute or 90 seconds apart, for each entrant. It's still going to be too much. And nobody wants to sit there and watch it. We already have... It makes also the Royal Rumble seem less important. Because now you have fucking 2 of them. It used to be that you had it once a year and it felt like a special event. Even if recent years those Rumbles didn't feel as special as previous years, it still felt one of a kind, and it still felt like it was at least worth the wait to see something a bit different that you don't get to see on a normal basis on WWE television. But instead, they've decided, you know what, let's cheapen it, and in the name of political correctness and trying to cater to other groups, political groups and activist groups that, are pleased when they see shit like this because it means they're getting their agenda across, so they don't want to be called anti-feminist. They want to be accepted. Publicly traded company, after all, right, guys? I mean, so they're going to just stand around, basically, and try to please everybody. Instead of actually putting on a good, entertaining wrestling show, they're more concerned with catering to certain groups of people. And I find that to be really fucking pathetic. And there you go, guys. I mean, I don't really know more what you want me to say. You could call me, misogynistic. You could call me a sexist. You could call me every name in the book. But at the end of the day, the Royal Rumble for the women is not a very good idea. This has been your YWC champ, signing out.